All right, there's my bypass job right there. That looks great. I think I have everything plugged back in. And we're going to turn the power on. And it blew up. Hey everybody, want to welcome you to the channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you have been here before and following along in some of these crazy little adventures that I'm doing and little repairs and stuff like that, thanks for coming back. Today we're in the garage. We were going to be in the basement, but a little too cold in there and a little dark, so working on something a little different today, something clean and white in the garage. And what we're working on today is our PE770 Brother, and this is an embroidery machine. We've owned it probably now for 2-3 years, I'm thinking. And my daughter's been using it a lot with her little business lately. And last night we had a little incident that it just a little bit of a sparky sound, and out it went, no power. Now I don't see any replaceable fuses, I don't see any reset switches. So we are going to disassemble it, see if we can get down to the motherboard, see if there's a fuse in there that we can maybe look at or replace or bypass somehow, or see if there's anything visually wrong with the unit, and we'll go from there. Now, this one's a little bit more complicated than your average mechanical thing that I do around here. I actually downloaded the service manual for this thing because I have no idea how to get this thing apart. I know there's screws and clips and stuff, and so I'm going to have the manual up on the TV while I'm doing this. I'm going to try and give you a step-by-step as I disassemble. I browsed YouTube, I browsed the internet for a good 20-30 minutes, and there is absolutely nothing on the internet about this PE770 embroidery machine, disassembly or no power, so I'm going to start there. Let's get at it. All right, so we'll start this off with what I know. I know that reaching underneath and grabbing the handle here will pull the, what do you call this thing, the unit that moves the thingamabobber. Or, yeah, thingamabobber, that's what we're going to call it. And then I know that these will pop off. That slides back. And there's 2 screws right here. I've already loosened them because they're a real pain in the butt to get to. So you got 1 screw for the plate on the top. The 2nd screw here. And we're going to lift the plate out. I'm going to put that aside. And I'm just going to get a little cup here for the screws. And then we have our bobbin holder right here. Put that aside. And that's about as far as I know how to get so far. There is no way of taking the bottom off. I guess I should unplug it first. I did loosen these screws last night quickly to see, but this bottom doesn't come off. So I suspect we're going to have to get to the board by disassembling the whole unit. And let's get started, I guess. So I'm just going to pinch this top cover. And we're going to lift that off gently. So here I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's just start taking screws off, I guess. Too slow. It'd be hard not to mix these screws up for sure. If that has to come off, but it's off now. Well, it's starting to come apart. So that looks like it flips down. We're learning this together. Together. It definitely looks like it goes back like so. I don't know if these are snapped in or I'm gonna break something. It's this little secret compartment right here. All right, we're just gonna go to the manual here and see. Top cover removal, free arm cover removal, front cover removal, 2-6. Why does it feel like everything's gonna just break? I don't know if you've ever been around embroidery machines or sewing machines, or you know how bloody fragile they are. It take a whole lot to get them out of alignment, or well, there's definitely something holding it inside there. I don't know if this was holding anything, but she's gone now. You ever sit down and wonder who engineers these things? Like, there's got to be a screw in there or something. That's like way too tight to not come off. That's not plastic breaking, guys. That's just the clips releasing. I hope. Yeah, this is 100% separated now from the back. Nope. So I had all the screws. It's just real cranky. All right, so we got our plastic cover there. What are we looking at here? So here's our main board. Here's our power supply. So don't think there's any need to take the front cover off. We're here now. I do not see, I don't know if you guys can see that. I do not see any sort of fuse or anything that's very evident or very apparent right there. Let's see if we can, there's screws. Let's see if we get these off. All right, 3 screws for the power supply. I'm just going to disconnect these up on the top here so I can get better access to it. So that's one. And that other one's not going to be as easy. So looks like we have a little micro switch right here. So we're going to pop that off. There we go. We got that out. We'll unhook that. And we're going to pull these out of there. It's a wire retainer right here. Just pulled back. Well, I may not even have had to have done all this, but okay, we're just going to go ahead and take the board off. We got our piece of plastic or insulator. Here is our power supply. Ah, there is a fuse in there. All right, so let's disconnect this. So we're going to disconnect the switch instead. Flip it around. There's a fuse right here. So we're going to just checking to see if it's a soldered fuse. Not quite sure. Let me go get my tester. All right, we're back. So we're going to set our meter to ohms. Like so. So that it makes a sound. And we're just going to test the fuse. And we have nothing. That comes from the switch. So from the switch here, nothing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that proves the fuse is burnt. So when I'm going on this side here, this is from the switch, so the actual power comes in here. And that would be the closed side. So on this side here I have it. If I were to close the circuit, it would be this side here. And if I go to this side, I should have a reading, which I don't. So I know this fuse is bad. Now the question is, why did the fuse burn? The machine wasn't running hot. So that is soldered in there. That is weird. Why would they solder a fuse in there like that? Hang on. I don't know if you guys can see that. Is it soldered or is it just pressed in? Why would you do that? I can do one of two things. I can go online, look for a fuse, purchase a fuse and install it. Or I can do the Northern Home Garage dumb thing, and I can solder a wire from here to here. And that's probably a bad idea. Simple reason is I don't know why it died. Like, I don't know why it popped the fuse to begin with. Everything is nice and free, as you can see. I'm just spinning that around. Feels real nice. Why would that fuse pop? Everything else on the board looks really good. Okay, I'm just going to hop online real quick, see if I can get this fuse. All right, I've been going through the diagnostics on this thing and looking for a replacement fuse, and I cannot find one. What I did find about the power supply unit in the diagnostic manual here is they bring you to their normal checks and balances, and do you have power here? Does the power come on? Yada, yada, yada. Everything I answered no to did not say replace a fuse. It said to replace power supply. So, yeah. Can't really see what the fuse says, but on the board here, it most definitely says 250 volt. Looks like 4 amp hour. And that sucker is welded in there pretty good. There's the T4, 4 amp hour. I might have a fuse to put in there to test. I don't know, let's give this a shot. All right, well, here's some of the stuff I've collected over the years for fuses. No, no. Now remember, that one in there right now is a 4. This guy here is that's a 20. Okay, that's no good. So looks like the best I can do is what I have here is a 7.5. It's almost double the rated amperage of that fuse right there. So it's still not a good idea. And then we have here. Why do I keep burnt fuses? Or I could rig up something to maybe put a regular fuse in there, like so. Well, I say I jump this right now, and we're going to turn it on. We can't try it because it's all disassembled, but at least I can turn it on and see what happens. All right, there's my bypass job right there. That looks great. I used the smallest speaker wire I could find in the garage. That way there, if it turns into a heating element, it won't take very long to burn. All right, we're ready to give her a shot, so I'm going to plug it in without trying to touch anything, get electrocuted. I think I have everything plugged back in. And we're going to turn the power on. And it blew up. So we need a motherboard. So there's what happened right there just now. It did fry on the back. So I'm just going to unplug this. And we're going to pull it off and we're going to take a look. That's pretty stinky. Okay, so we know why the fuse burnt. There is something going on right there. Over here somewhere, but that's where the smoke just came out of. I don't know if you guys heard that in the video. And I just took my little wire off the fuse. So I'm not quite sure why it burnt on this side over here. Obviously we had some kind of failure in the electronics. And now I know why the old Googler over there said replace the motherboard. So next we're going to grab the part number off of this guy. And we're going to hit the internet again. The old Googler there. And we're going to see what we can find. Well, very sadly, this is where we're at. It's been a great little machine. We've done a lot of stuff with it. It served us well. And guess what? this board is discontinued. So unless I get really lucky and find a used one somewhere on the Google machine over there, then I think we're out of luck. Everywhere I've looked, nothing. I can find them in Italy, but they're the higher voltage, 220 volts, 240 volts. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm probably going to reassemble this so that I remember how it goes back together. I'm going to keep looking. I've taken pictures of the board and some numbers off the back. And I'm going to do some searching online. I'm going to contact Brother, see if they have any leads on to where to buy parts. I might even contact our local Brother dealer here in Sudbury. And really nice old fella. Maybe he'll help me out. We've had the machine in for service once before for a cleanup and oiling and stuff, and the guy was really good. And that's really sad. So there you have it, guys. You win some, you lose some. There might be another video on this thing if I do end up finding parts for it. For the 10-15 minutes I just spent right now, I'm not very hopeful. But again, you never know. Sometimes you get lucky. And I feel bad for my daughter because this is what she uses all the time for her little business. And now she's going to have to go buy herself one. Cut. But in all seriousness, we'll take another look at it some other time if I can find some parts. And I really want to thank you guys for following along in this little adventure. I hope it helped you a little bit on how to disassemble the back case. It's a real pain in the butt, and there's a few screws, but it did come apart with some prying and some loving and some speaking to, and maybe a few choice words that are off camera. But thanks again, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Check out some of the other videos doing all kinds of cool stuff, and we'll see you guys next time. Oh, and don't forget that if I can do it, you can do it too.